All right, so I'm going to break it down for you guys like this and let you know why girls are rejecting you. These things are all tied in together, but they need to be broken down separately. You're either coming off too strong, you're either coming off desperate, or you're being very insecure. But all those tying together, you're coming off too strong because you're desperate and insecure. You're coming off desperate because you're being too strong and you're insecure. You're being insecure with them. Why? Go back to the other two things. You guys know what I'm talking about. What you guys need to understand is first impression is always key. It doesn't just have to deal with talking to a girl or if you're a female talking to a guy. When you go to a job interview, are you going in there wearing dirty sweatpants and a disgusting hoodie smelling like garbage? No. You want to get the job. So what? You dress nice. You try to be formal talking to them because you want the job. But then when you get the job, your first day at work, you want to make a good impression. Because if you don't, if your coworkers don't like you or your boss doesn't like you, you're not having that job much longer. So first impression is always key, not just in the dating world, but in everyday life. So you guys need to have a good impression. And especially if you're going to approach a girl or a girl's going to approach a guy, you need to make a good first impression. But even if you don't give a good impression, and these are small scenarios where this can happen, where you do come off maybe desperate or insecure, but you're being so nice that that's what the girl's looking at is your niceness. But guess what? Maybe a month down the road after she's still talking to you, she's not going to talk to you anymore because the insecurities, the desperate, all that is going to continue going forward, and they're going to see it and they're going to get annoyed by it, not want to talk to you anymore. And then you're wondering, oh, well, things were going good. What happened? I don't know why she stopped talking to me. Well, because you maintain that same behavior that they tried to look past in the beginning, thinking probably it was cute at the time. And, oh, well, he's really nice and he seems really sweet. But then this continued on going forward and they just don't want to deal with it anymore. You guys get like this because, and I've said this in other videos, you're still dealing with some clearly insecurities. You're probably still heartbroken over a previous relationship, haven't done anything to work on yourself, and you're carrying this over into trying to go talk to another girl with no game plan. I understand this because have been in that same position that you guys have been in. I've done those same things after a breakup where I think I know what I'm doing, but really I don't. Not knowing I'm giving off these insecure vibes, that I'm coming off as desperate. I think in my head with what I'm doing the right thing, but I really wasn't because that's not what your mind's thinking at that point. And especially if you're not healed or you're still feeling down about your past relationship. So a lot of you guys have this issue because you don't actually focus on that. You don't get past it. So what I want to do is give you guys actually just a small glimpse into my program, my revival program. So what I want you guys to do, and if you're a female, you can do this too. If you were broken up with, or a guy who's been broken up with, if you're a girl and your feelings are still hurt, you can't get past your breakup. If you're a guy and you can't get past your breakup, I'm going to give you guys one of my exercises from my program to get past this. So what you're going to do is take a notebook. On the left side of the column, you're going to write pros. And on the right side, you're going to write cons. And then what you're going to do is list off the pros of your last relationship. And on the right side, you're going to write the cons. And then what you're going to do is look at all the pros and cons and then see how that makes you feel after you write that. Because most of the time, you guys, when a breakup happens, you either tend to blame yourself or you're either heartbroken that this had to happen for some reason. By doing that, you're going to see how the relationship really went. But you got to be true and honest when you're writing these pros and cons down. What you're going to do after that is evaluate it and see how much of the pros were for you, how much of the cons were for you, how much of the pros was for them, how much was the cons for them. And it'll give you a different perspective and maybe give you a different feeling of how things actually went down, and actually maybe change your feelings in the moment and maybe open up your eyes of where you're at emotionally. This is one of the exercises I do in my program, along with other multiple exercises with confidence building. So what I want you guys to do after you do that is take a picture of it and then email to me, relationshipswithbrandon@gmail.com, and then put a comment after it of how it made you feel after you did that and went through it. Because this is a problem of why relationships are struggling today, is because people go from one relationship, they don't heal themselves, and then they go on to try to go into another relationship, and then it doesn't work, and they're wondering why. They're still broken, they're still hurt, and when they try to go into another relationship, or you get rejected, which is what this video is about, being rejected, but this is why you're getting rejected. You're still dealing with some stuff that you haven't recovered from. You haven't necessarily done stuff to work on yourself to get you to a point where you can go out, be confident, and go talk to a guy or a girl to get a date or get a phone number of someone that you're attracted to that you see out in public, because you haven't worked on these things. So this is one of the steps that I do in my program. After my last breakup, broke me down for over a year and a half. The least confident I've ever been in my life, heartbroken I've ever been. Went on dating apps, no success. Would go out in public, no success. Why? Why was I not having success? Well, because I'm still hurt, not recovering from the stuff I went through. So then, I did the same thing that you guys are doing right now. You're watching me looking at a relationship coach for advice, for help, and then wondering, okay, is this guy real? Is he giving me the right advice? I did that. I talked to probably 6-7 coaches, all full of shit. And then finally I came across one coach, and it was actually referred to me. And I talked with this dude. He was so cool, so real, so legit. Now, they were just phone calls. He didn't have a program, but his phone calls and my last call with him inspired me to finally make changes in myself. And that's what got me into thinking after my last phone call with him of getting into my program and starting that. And that's how I started my program. He gave me that little nudge I needed to start thinking positive and moving forward. So yes, I did come up with this program myself, but I did talk to a coach who did help me, and I will always be forever grateful to him. He found out I started doing coaching. He sent me a text. He goes, "Bro, I'm so proud of you from where you went to when we were talking to where you're at now. Bro, I'm so proud of you." And this is why I got into it too, because he was real. And that's why I'm doing this, to be another person like him who's real, to give real results. Like I said, he does calls. When I was on the phone with him, my last call, started getting my mind rolling, started to feel a little bit more confident. Then I developed this program. The pros and cons thing I gave you guys to do is one of the steps that I did when I developed my own program to continue my healing process going forward. So do that, write it down, let me know how you feel after, because you will feel a difference. Take a picture, send it to me, email it to me, and then we can chat. I will respond to every single one of you guys, because I'm in this with you guys. I'm going on this journey with you guys in a healing process, and just want to give you guys a glimpse of what I can do for you. This was the point of the video, of letting you guys know. And yes, I mainly try to do videos that are gender neutral, where it affects both guys and girls, but mainly in this situation, guys wonder why they're getting rejected, why they're not able to get a date, and even on dating apps too, which dating apps are horrible, because I tried it. When I first was single, a few months after, I was trying to do Bumble, because that's where the girl has to message you, right? Oh, that's easy. But all it takes is, even though it's just messaging, you are insecure, make one wrong move, they don't want to talk to you. But also, you got to remember, those people are on dating apps too, probably in the same mindset as you are. So everyone's always on their guard, especially on dating apps too. So this is why I'm making this video, because guys are getting rejected, especially on dating apps. If you're getting rejected, those should be the easy ones you can get, but that was me. I remember the first time I signed up, I woke up the next day with like 94 notifications of 94 different girls messaging me. Couldn't close out a single one because of where I was at emotionally, where my head was at. You know how pathetic I felt after that? Like 94, I couldn't close one of them. But it's because my mind was in the right spot. My emotions weren't in the right place, because I'm still dealing with the breakup that I just had. And you guys are going through the same thing. So this is why I gave you guys this exercise to do. Take that picture, Send it to me of how it made you feel, and we'll strike up a conversation. And then we'll go from there and get you guys back on a path of getting confident. And then you'll be able to go talk to that person, get that phone number, and continue going forward with your progress of healing yourself. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.